Hey guys, Hevy here. Today I'll be showing you exactly how I build a Minecraft. Now this is just how I build, so don't take anything too literally. This is just my way of building, but I won't waste any more time. On with the video. Alrighty, so here is the inspiration I have for the build. I'll leave it up in the top of the corner. But the first thing that we're going to do is build a pallet, so I'm going to grab some pumpkins, because we've seen pumpkins. I'm going to grab some stones, probably a bit of maybe stone bricks, stone, and yeah, I'll be right back if you guys once I'm done with that. And here we go. Now that we've got our pallet, I've got a bunch of like bricks, we've got some more stone, we've got some of the woods. I've also taken some creative freedom with the honeycomb and the yellow concrete because I want to add a little bit more detail to the build instead of having it just one brick color, so just give it a little bit more detail. And then over here we've got our wool, our grindstone. This is going to be helpful for making the windmill, like the tiny little windmill on the side, and the leaves just for a little bit more detail. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is get some wool, just of any kind of color. Also recommend grabbing a second color of wool here. Now come over and start making a little bit of an outline here. I'm going to go for a little bit of a longer design, coming all the way around here, and then we're going to make it about probably 5 blocks long over here. It's not really a large house, it's quite small actually, so it's not going to be too big. But the next part we've come to is making the tower. So the tower is going to be starting here, just like this. We're going to make it decently small, surprisingly. Just like this, boom, 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 and there we go. So this is about the tower design right there. I might think about condensing it over here, maybe. Yeah, I might just add a little bit more here. The thing about doing these things is it's all about just reworking the design a little bit. I'm actually going to grab some blue wool and dot this around on the outside just to indicate that there's going to be a little bit of a pumpkin patch field over here. And there we go. We have finished our little design thing here. So now starting to build up like the structure, stuff like that. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab all of the starting things that we're going to need. We're probably going to need some stone bricks, some stone, cobblestone, mossy cobble, maybe stairs. So when we come over here, I'm going to start with placing some barrels around here, because barrels are honestly probably one of my favorite blocks in the game. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab the end stone bricks and the smooth sandstone over here, and we're going to plop this all along here, and we're going to build it up decently high, just like this with the end stone bricks. And now that we've brought it up to a decent height, we can start adding a little bit of detail going in here. I'm actually going to quickly switch to some end stone for some more detail. Yeah, that's a lot better. And now it's done. And I usually, next thing I do is probably just start out on the roof real quick, just to get it done, so we can further base the windmill off that thing. So the design I'm going for the roof is basically very, very simple. Then I'm actually going to grab out some slabs, and I'm going to grab out some dark oak trapdoors, just so we can layer this right under here. A little bit more detail, just like this. Just add details. That's the main thing about this. Then we're going to come over here, add a little bit more on that side, and look at that. It looks so much better. I'm going to bring this thing out, and we're actually going to place more trapdoors. What do you know? And now we have pretty much the entire roof done. So now we're going to come over, and we're going to grab some of the pumpkins, honeycomb, and yellow concrete. And we're going to plop these down in a little bit of an order. We're going to start with some pumpkins, actually, just like this. Whoops. We're going to just grab some of this back. There we go. We're going to start out with some pumpkins. Then we're going to place some honeycomb right on top of that. Same thing over here, just like this. And then we're going to swap out a little bit of the honeycomb around here, just like this. Pretty much just randomly. You don't have to do it exactly how I do it. Basically, just keep it a little bit of symmetricalness. And then we're going to do the same thing up here to the honeycomb up here, just so it's not overpowering with honeycomb. Now we're going to add a little bit of stuff going on here. I'm actually going to grab my stripped spruce. Yeah, stripped spruce going along here. Adds a little bit more variation to the otherwise blandness of just the dark oak. Oak. We're going to come back over here. We're going to grab our smooth sandstone. And we're actually going to do this again right in, actually, no, we're going to leave some space on the inside. So we're just going to go like this, just as build up our little wall going on along here. And don't worry, we will add windows, but that's best to do it near the end. So pretty much make the entire thing filled in until you get to the beginning and just leave that out. Then we're going to fill up this entire back part. Actually, if you really want, we can have like a little area that can lead up there. Right now, I'm just going to close that up for now. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to punch out these windows or walls here pretty much. Punch them out just like I do, or if whatever you're doing. But definitely add windows. That's one of the best things that you can do. Now I'm going to grab out some stairs of this variant. I'm going to grab some of this smooth sandstone stairs. And we're going to label them just like this. This is just one of the designs that you can use for a window texture or anything really like this. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab out our little stone and dot it around here, because that's what it looks like inside the photo. I accidentally removed that. Then we're going to put some little bit of detail going along here. Go with a little bit of stone and mossy cobble. And yeah. Then we're going to come to the outside, place a little bit of that stuff going on over here, and do the same thing with a little bit more cobble. Then we're going to add a little bit more detail with a barrel just going on the top of here. And we're going to bring out, actually, we're going to grab some oak coming from here. We're going to place that right there. Now we're going to grab out our glass and put the windows just like this. And we're going to add some like shutters here just because it'll add a little bit more detail to the build. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some moss out and I'm just going to place it along just like this. Perfect. And we can grab out some of our dark oak trapdoors just like this. And we'll make ourselves like a little bit of a garden bed. Then you can get out some of your favorite flowers or anything you really want here. I'm just going to go with some cornflowers, and I'm also going to go with a poppy, just like that. We've got a little bit of detail going on here. I'm actually going to, no. You know, I'm going to turn it into like warped stuff because it'll give it a little bit more of a witch theme effect that I'm trying to go for. The other thing we're going to do is add some moss carpets just like this to make it a little bit more variated. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to change these all into moss blocks. And we are going to grab out our carved pumpkin over here to make ourselves a little bit of a pumpkin patch going over here. You can even grab out some pumpkins to add a little bit more variation to the base. Then grab out some of the dark oak fences and you can plop them right here, just like this. And you've got ourselves a little bit of a detailed fence thing. You can just use fence gates pretty much. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our carved pumpkins. And we're going to place a couple just on the roof just to, you know, add a little bit of detail to the build and just do more of what the photo says. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to build up the girth, if you will, of this build here. We're going to make it a little bit bigger so we have room for our little windmill. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to build up a little roof or like whatever you want to call it for this thing. Basically the same thing going on here, so I'm just going to skip ahead. And there we go. Now the windmill looks a little bit more of the same thing going on here. I think it looks really nice. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab out our logs, bring it out a few blocks just like this. I am not the best at making windmills, so don't be very mad at me in the comments if I don't do it that well, because this is like my third time doing a windmill. But we're going to go along with some grindstones just like this to make a little bit of a windmill frame. And then we're going to come out with some wool just like this. Boom. And there we go. We've got a little bit more going on here. You know what? I think I'm just going to extend it a little bit just like this. Bring it down here just like that. And now we have basically the basic windmill shape. Although, actually, wait. I messed it up over here. To go over here. Just like that. Okay, that's much better. But we still need to add some of the actual shape to the windmill. So I'm actually going to grab out some fences. Either dark oak. I might just do spruce, honestly. Just like this. We're going to go like that. We're going to go like that. We're going to go under here. Over here. Under here. Pretty much layer everything here. This might not look good. Again, we'll probably have to trade it out again. Just like this. And yeah, I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it, I will say. I think we might add some fence gates here to change it up a little bit, you know. Do the same thing under here. And I think that looks better. I think that I'm pretty happy with this. But to add even more detail if you want, I'm going to add some white powdered concrete because it just gives it a little bit more of a, I don't really know. I just think it looks nice. And now if we come to the back of this thing, it is looking kind of bland. So I'm just going to add a couple windows going up this thing. One here, one here. Hold on, let me go like this. Boom. And there. And it's pretty much done. Now all we need to get is our windows, just like this. Boom and boom. We can even grab some shutters and put them along here as well. We're going to put a little bit more details in the corner because this adds the more detail, pretty much the more better. Although you can overdo it at some point, so you don't want to add as much as you possibly can, pretty much. And I'm not really liking how this wall is turning out, so I think I'm just going to grab all of the builds I did here, and I'm going to push it back one, just like this. So we're going to grab our things here, 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 and there. And I think that looks 10 times better. So we're going to build up this thing. And now we can do the final touch by adding ourselves a little bit of a door. Now, if we get out our oak leaves, we can put a few like little leaves going along here, just as a little bit more detail because we have, again, some of that in the build. You don't want to overdo it with leaves, though. Just add like a slight amount. You don't want to add too much. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And yeah, I won't see you another time. Yeah, I'm really good at English. Anyways, I will see you another time. Goodbye.